What's up, guys, and welcome to my review for Alien Romulus. This film I was so excited for. I just reviewed every single Alien film up on this channel now within the past 2 weeks. So, look, this movie is directed by Fede Alvarez, and it takes place in between Alien and Aliens. Now, you had the previous film that came out, Alien Covenant, which was the sequel to the prequel, Prometheus. That didn't turn out too well, and audiences wanted something else. So now we have something that fits right in to the original film. And look, this movie I absolutely loved. This movie is so good, and I'm so excited to say that. This is a film that is so rewatchable. I can sit there and rewatch this movie over and over and over again. It stars Cailee Spaeny as the lead. She is going through this film with her brother, and they're on this planet to where they're sort of in this mining facility, mining colony, and they want to get off this planet. They want to be on a planet where there's sun, and they're having to stay there, and they're not able to leave yet. So a couple of their friends get together and say, you know what, we've discovered that there's this abandoned spacecraft above the planet. Let's just go up there and hijack that and get out of here. We can go to whatever planet we want and use their cryo chamber tubes and be able to go. So we go up there, and then the film takes a nasty turn where we now are in the presence of the xenomorph and all of its friends and the aliens. Now, this movie does make sense. You might be wondering, like, well, if it takes place between Alien 1 and 2, and you had the alien on the Nostromo, and then in the second movie it's on the planet where they got it from the first one. It makes perfect sense. They explain it perfectly, and look, this movie does fan service the right way. Most of the fan servicey things add to the story and the plot, which I really appreciated. I was shocked. My jaw was on the floor with something we see in this film, and which turns out to be sort of a prominent thing in the movie. Now, I think the CGI and visual effects, there's some visual effects involved in it that I feel like aren't like terrible, but could have been worked on a little bit. And there's other things that have come out in the past that show that this can look really good. Now, it's a different complicated scenario. Not going to get into it, not going to spoil it, but overall I loved that aspect of it, and I thought that was something to where it's like fan service done right to add to the story. The movie does take a little while to get going. It takes its time in the beginning. Once shit hits the fan, this is a thrill ride. And I realized that opening of the film is to set up these characters, because by the end of it, I said, I actually care about these people. And Aliens is another film that, for me, has sort of a slow open. And until shit hits the fan, it's a thrill ride until the end. So it sort of follows in its step a little bit. But I think this movie has the fear and the horror and suspense of the first Alien film, and it has the action of the second Alien film. This is the perfect hybrid of Alien and Aliens. This movie is incredible. I loved it. You'll hear a lot of people talking about the third act of the movie, which I won't spoil here, but I just will say that it's something that was sort of shocking and horrifying. The imagery is terrifying, and I was into it. It kind of gave me vibes of the ending of Alien Resurrection, to where you had this. No, that last 15 minutes of that movie, it didn't necessarily work, but for the way they did it, this movie, it absolutely did work. But the imagery was sort of similar to me, And it was 10 times better in this movie. It just kind of reminded me of that. It's a satisfying ending. For sure. The movie definitely has a satisfying ending. Fede Alvarez did an incredible job directing this film. His horror background from Evil Dead 2013 and Don't Breathe, it's prominent in this. I mean, this is probably the scariest film in the series. This is really a creepy movie, and the xenomorphs are terrifying. They've never looked better. Xenomorphs never looked better. The sound design is incredible. The cinematography, the visual effects are fantastic. This and Prometheus are the most visually impressive of the series. I loved it. I loved this movie, other than maybe one questionable line to where it is the only fan service moment that I just felt like was out of place and didn't work, and it was thrown in there for the sake of fan service. It's a line that said, and you'll know it when you hear it. It's just like, oh, you didn't need to say that. I mean, it was kind of ridiculous, but at the end of the day, I loved this movie, and it's hard to find negatives with it. I have to watch it again. I'm sure there's a couple things, nitpicks here or there, but at the end of the day, this movie was an extremely satisfying experience. This is why we go to the movies, to sit down and experience just a film and be taken into this and be immersed into it. There is an anti-gravity scene that is probably the best sequence of any of these movies. It was an incredible sequence. I mean, the care that went into this whole film, you can really tell. This is one of my favorite films in the series. I loved it. I'm going to rewatch it several times. I don't know if I'm going to be able to rewatch it in the theater, but I'm definitely going to get this on 4K. This, Prometheus, Alien, and Aliens. That's all I need from this series. Okay, it's a great day. Plan a day out and start it. Do them in order. Start it with Prometheus, then watch Alien, then watch Alien Romulus, then watch Aliens. I think that is going to be an incredible series of films to watch back to back. That sounds like a great day to me. So I'm going to give Alien Romulus 4.5 out of 5 stars. I think this is a great movie. I think this is one of the best sci-fi films in a very long time. I think it's one of the best horror films in a very long time. The action is great. Cailee Spaeny is becoming one of my favorite current actresses. I'd say my favorite actress overall is Meryl Streep, but Cailee Spaeny, current actresses, I mean, she is so good and she can do it all. And she's just proven that she can do action. She channels Sigourney Weaver in this film. And I mean, it's really incredible stuff. So, guys, comment down below. Did you see Alien Romulus? What's your thoughts on it? Also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. You can check out my reviews for every single Alien film that's up on the channel now. I've done those within the past week or two. They're on the King's Corner playlist. Come on back, check that stuff out. Also, guys, you can follow me on Twitter and or X at RyanKing72 and Instagram and TikTok at KingArises131. That's been it for me. Thank you so much for watching my review for Alien Romulus. And until next time, over and out.